Tosen is a unique fighter in Bleach Rebirth of Souls as a hit and run character. With Tosen, you'll want to learn the range of your combo moveset, like your quick attacks, your heavy attacks, your quick into heavies, and your heavies into quicks. You'll be vulnerable at the end of some of your combos, so you'll want to take a step back or reset to continue your hit and run style with steps, flash attack, or spiritual pressure technique 1. With your spiritual pressure techniques 1 and 2, they are very effective for your hit and run playstyle. With your spiritual pressure technique 1, you'll be able to launch a series of blades and also jump back into a safe distance. In your Bankai, you jump back into the darkness if you are in the right position. With your spiritual pressure technique 2, it is a 2-for-1. If you attack with it and land a hit, you'll do a good amount of damage on the enemy. And if you happen to get hit while you're landing this attack, it becomes a counter attack and deals a significant amount of damage and flies a large amount of blades towards the enemy. This is actually my favorite move of Kaname's, and it deals a significant amount of damage for the counter attack. Make sure you use this technique when someone is being very aggressive. It will punish any aggressive players and make them regret ever coming near you. A good method for Tosen is hit hard, run fast, and reset to safety. Manage your meters, and then repeat. You're going to want to make sure you're looking at their meters and your meters to anticipate what's going to happen next. Do they have reverse gauge to do a flash step, or possibly extend their combos or bump out of your combo with a burst reverse? Are they going to possibly heal with a soul reverse? Are they possibly going to do a spiritual pressure technique 1 or 2? Can they do both? What is their game plan? By knowing what they could be doing next, you'll be able to anticipate what you should be doing to stay right outside of their zone and then get in and then get out. Make sure to keep yourself neutral because they could always choose differently. This is, at the end of the day, a game of rock, paper, scissors, and there's always 3 options. They could do rock, paper, or scissors. So you'll want to see, are they doing an attack? Are they doing a breaker? Are they guarding? Are they possibly doing flash step or ho-ho, trying to get in or move? His Bankai will make you disappear, which can be an advantage, but it is a double-edged sword. You also can't see Tosen yourself, so you'll need to know your range in your attacks. Your flash attack will be crucial to keeping yourself alive and keeping the enemy guessing. Also, your breaker will help surprise the enemy as you're jumping out of the darkness into the circle that is visible, and where you'll be able to attack and break their guard and then suddenly unleash a series of blows. While it says that his difficulty is a 4-star, I'd say he's actually more difficult than that. Tosen requires you to know your enemy a bit, what they can do, and how to counter them. To assist with this, your signature move is a counter that nullifies projectiles and performs a counterattack against close range attacks. This means you can stop projectiles, but it will not trigger an attack unless it is a close range attack that you parry. The timing is tricky and the window time is small, so you'll have to be precise when you use it. Tosen is a satisfying challenge for players who want to play mind games, love complex archetypes, and skilled players that can utilize hit and run tactics to defeat the enemy.
Killing with purpose is justice. Condo number 54.
Some simple combos you can do, of course, are square, 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 and of course triangle, triangle. Keep in mind the triangle, triangle, the 3 slashes are just the 2 triangles. The second triangle will basically activate the 2 slashes at the end. So you'll see here, so triangle, triangle, and those 2, that's what happens. That last frame is where you're very, very vulnerable, so you're going to want to mix it up with a few different variations. So one thing you can do here is, of course, square, 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 step, square, 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 square. Okay, then you also have square, triangle, triangle. Step back. Again, this is just basically showing how he's a hit and run. You can definitely just move him around. He's fast. But these are basic, basic combos. And of course, when you get into it, you can do something like this. And keep in mind, when you're doing that technique, you want to make sure you are on the same level, because as you saw, it almost missed because it was above him. So definitely something you're going to want to check and see. One thing you'll want to keep in mind is that with your flash attack, you have some invincibility frames when you do it. So you'll take a step back and then lunge forward. When you do it, you can actually basically evade an attack by doing so. Same thing with your spiritual pressure technique 1. You can just hop back and therefore evade an attack at the last moment. With your spiritual pressure technique 2, you're basically gonna, wish that they hit you, because that triggers a counter attack, and if not, well then you land your blow as long as they're not guarding. So these are essential to your moveset and how you should be fighting. Alright, now I always say practice what you preach, so if I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna show you that I'm doing it. This is gonna be some gameplay from online, and we're gonna see how we do against a very aggressive fighter.
I am justice.
Bring it on.
Get ready. It's awesome.
Now I'm just gonna say, for me, I like to gauge my opponents at the very beginning.
Go off for a second.
I don't mind taking damage, as long as it's not too much damage. Alright, but this told me enough. Not Lag City. Come on.
Don't get stuck. In the name of justice, can you see?
In my opinion, Soul Reverse is probably the best reverse out of the 3. Gives you some health, gives you some spiritual pressure. So it's a really good comeback mechanic. You saw that sidestep? I'm telling you, work on your foot game. And this is the counter attack I'm talking about. At this point, I'm pushing him back. I'm expecting, look at that clash. I'm expecting what he's doing at this point, because I took a second to analyze him. Said, boy, you're guarding against me? See them steps? I'm moving in, I'm getting out. See there, I was moving a little too much. You gotta make sure you're not whiffing. Remember that Tosen is a hit and run character, so you're going to want to poke as heavy as you can, do as much damage as you can, and then back out. He's not meant for long engagement. Also with his Bankai, it does have limitations due to it being a video game. They can still track you. Some of their moves that have auto tracking will still hit. They can still do flash stuff. So you're going to want to make sure that your skill is there. Okay, and that tells me a lot. If you're not going for the soul break, that tells me you're a little hungry for it, and sure, that might work for you. But for me, I don't mind taking the damage. I get the Bankai.
Not the guts of the spam.
Now, some people will have a very different reaction to your Bankai being released. Some people really hate it.
Not the Getsuga spam. Not the Getsuga spam. He really went there. Okay. Now it's person.
Some people are overconfident. They think, oh, okay, a weak Bankai. Show them something different.
Yeah, I told you guys.
In this,
Getsuga spams were gonna happen.
you can maximize your darkness.
This is factual. We talked about it.
In the name of justice.
Oh, flashed up.
Get yourself.
Wasn't ready for it.
Get yourself right, Bubba.
I decided, I said, okay, well, look at the situation right now. I've got a counter. He's being aggressive.
Get yourself right.
Decided, let me add one more through the spiritual pressure technique 1 as well. See, right now I can take 4, or if I get the sublimation, then I can take 5. But either way, I just need to get the soul break, or just get the sublimation and then do Kikon. Versus him, no matter what, he needs to destroy my soul twice to get the Kikon and then to kill me. And that's game.
This isn't personal, but to restore peace.
This
A
is
small compassion.
justice.
Given that he's a hit and run, he doesn't do damage that much.
Especially with super aggressive
He
opponents.
does a bunch of pokes. So you'll want to go to Bankai, then do the Keycomb damage break, and then kill him one last time.
But hope this has helped you guys. Let me know down below in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one.